Welcome back, student. So we will continue with our theme 7, that is changing cultural tradition. So next our topic is the first printed books. Now if we talk about the history of the printing, now student, the Chinese, they know the technology of printing, all right. And when the Mongol ruler were there, so they opened the Silk Route, and the European traveler, they were able to reach China, and from there they see this printing technology of Chinese, and from there they copy and started printing in Europe, all right. Now the first printing books were started by when there was a printing press that was made by Johannes Gutenberg. All right. So this Johannes Gutenberg in 1455, so he made the first printing press. All right. And in that printing press, now in this printing press, he printed the 150 copies of Bible. Now the time took by this printing press of Johannes Gutenberg to print 150 copies, that much time was taken earlier by the monk to write the Bible, one copy of Bible. Alright, so you can see the time difference. Now these printed books, they are easily available to the people. Alright, now if we talk about, now in the Italian towns, there were paintings, sculptures, architect. So to see these architect painting and the beautiful buildings, the people all over the world, they have to travel to Italy. Okay, but if they wanted to read the writing of the Italian scholars and writers, now they have the books printed, and these printed books, they can easily transported over there, and they can read this. Okay, so this was helpful in the ideas of these scholars. They were easily, you can see, spread over the whole world. Okay, now by 1500 century, many Italian text in Latin printed in Italy. Now we have printed books. Now there are a lot of advantage of these printed books. Now first, it was possible to buy them. Okay, you can purchase that printing books. The student earlier, they have to depend on the lecture notes, but now they can have the printed books. Then the ideas, opinion, information moved quickly and widely. Okay, as compared to earlier. Now printing books, it developed the habit of reading. The people started reading. It makes a habit. Okay, and it also helped to spread the humanist culture of Italy to other part of the Europe. All right. Now next our topic is a new concept of human being. Now the humanist culture, it helped the people to have a less control of religion. That means earlier the religion was having a lot of control over the people, but this humanist culture, it decreased that control of religion. So we have a humanist from Venice, Francisco Barbaro. Now he wrote a pamphlet defining acquisition of wealth as a virtue, that if the people is having a wealth, it is their own hard work that they have owned this wealth. Next, Lorenzo Valla, he wrote on the pleasure that he said that the study of history leads to strive for life of perfection. If you study history, you will get the true value of life, that how you can lead the perfect life. He also criticized the Christian beliefs against the pleasure. Now, because of this work of the humanist, the people, they started focusing on good manners. They started focusing to speak politely. Okay, they started focusing on dress, that if you are wearing a dress, it should be correct dress. All right. Now, humanists also said that the individual were capable of shaping their own life, that every individual have their own thinking, and depending upon his own thinking, he can change his life. Human nature was many-sided. They said that human nature is many-sided. Okay, same person can become angry, same person can become happy, same person can become a very good person, and maybe because of the circumstances, same person can become a bad person. All right, so that means the human is having a different sided. Okay, उसकी जो sides हैं अलग अलग हैं, and they were against the feudal ideas. Now next we will talk about the woman. The aspiration of woman. Now we will look into the families of the aristocratic people, and then we will look into the family of wealthy merchant, and in those families we will have a look on the position of women over there. Understood? Now, the women were excluded from the idea of individuality and citizenship. That means these humanists, they have not included the woman. Okay, they are ignoring the woman. They are focusing on men. Now, if we talk about the woman in the aristocratic families, so men of the aristocrat, they were the head of the family, they dominate family, even in the public life also, and all the decisions were taken by the men in aristocratic families. The sons, they were preferred as compared to the daughters, and sons, they were educated so that they can take the position of his father after his father's death. Okay, sons were educated because they can control their family business. Even the importance of son in the public life as well. Now, the younger son, they were sent to church to join over there. Okay, but the women in the aristocratic family, their public role was limited, and these women, they were looked upon as a housekeeper. कि जो women है, इनका काम तो घर पे रह के काम ही करना है, घर का काम. All right. Now, if we talk about marriage, that marriage were meant to strengthen business alliances. है कहने को तो मैरिज है वो, लेकिन क्या है, एक बिजनेस अलायंस ही हो रहा है. एक वेल्दी फैमिली दूसरी वेल्दी फैमिली के साथ मिल रही है और उनका बिजनेस ज़्यादा बड़ा हो रहा है. ठीक है. Now dowries were taken, and the dowries were taken in a lot of much. Okay, huge amount were taken. If the father thinks that he will not be able to give the dowry of his daughter during her marriage, then that father used to send his daughter to the convent, and in the convent she have to live a life of nun, that means unmarried. Okay, now if the woman is bringing a dowry, that dowry is obviously used by his husband in his own business. So women have a less to say in the aristocratic families. Next we will talk about the women in the merchant families. Now here the position of woman is totally different from the aristocratic family. Now in the family of a merchant, shopkeepers, they were helped by their wives in running a shop. If the merchant and banker is absent, then his business is taken over looked after by his wives. Even if the widow is there, if the merchant died and his widow, she have to play the role of his husband. That means she have to look after the business of his husband after his death. Obviously they are respected. So you can see the difference between the aristocratic families and merchant families. Now next we have some intellectual women were there, and they were sensitive to the humanist education. That means they were giving the importance to the humanist education. But these women, they question the idea of citizenship. They question the idea of individuality, that why you have not included the woman in that. All right, so we have one intellectual woman named is Veniten Cassandra Fedele. Now she questioned idea that women were incapable of achieving the quality of a humanist scholar. Okay, so this is what she questioned to humanist scholar, that is men. Okay, next we have another woman, that is Fedele. She was known for her proficiency in Greek and Latin. She was a scholar in Greek and Latin, and she was invited in the University of Padua to give speech, to give oration. And she criticized the republic. Okay, that means the republic governments were there, na? City states, I told you. Now in republics, only the men above the 25 years of age were part of that council, but women, they were not a part of that council. So she criticized the republic for having limited definition for freedom, that is for women. Next we have a ruler. She ruled the state of Mantua, and her name is Isabel the Stay. Now she ruled while her husband was absent. Okay, she held the court of Mantua. That means when the king is not there, the queen, that is Isabel the Stay, she used to rule over that kingdom, and she was known for her intelligence, brilliance. Next we will talk about topic is debates in Christianity. Now student, because of this humanist culture that developed in Italy, Italian towns, later it spread to North Europe. Okay, so it spread in North Europe universities. Here the scholars, they started giving importance to the humanist subject. All right, so this will obviously have an impact on the North European countries. So trade, travel, military conquest, they linked Italian towns with other part of the world. Okay, so the new culture of this Italian towns, they were admired, they were imitated by the educated and wealthy people, but it did not filter to the common people. That means ordinary people, they were not knowing this new culture that is developing in Italian towns because they were uneducated and they were poor. Now, in 15th and 16th centuries, the scholars in North Europe, they were attracted to these humanist ideas. They focus on the classical Greek and Roman text along with the holy books of Christians. That means they started reading the ancient holy book of Christians. So, this idea of humanist, it also attracted the Christian member of the church. Okay, that means the member of the church, they were also attracted towards the humanist ideas in North Europe. Now, after this, these Christian humanists, they called Christian to practice a religion the way it is written in the ancient text. So they started telling the people, you should practice Christian according to the ancient text, because according to the ancient text, Christian religion is a very simple, but the later the clergy, the priest, they have made it complicated. Now obviously they started condemning the unnecessary rituals. Why? Because they were having an impact of humanist ideas, they are having an impact on them. Okay, so new view as human being as free. So एक idea आ गया कि जो human being is free. Okay, and even the philosopher, they also supported this idea. Yes, human being is free, you cannot force any religion on any human being. So this idea was developing in North Europe. So we have names of Christian humanists. We have Thomas More, we have Erasmus. We have Erasmus. Now we are calling them as Christian humanists. That means being a Christian, they are giving the importance to the humanist ideas. That is why these scholars, they are called by Christian humanists. Alright. Now this Thomas More was from England, Erasmus was from Holland. Now they felt that the church became institution marked by a greed, and this priest, they are taking the money from the ordinary will. Now there was a very much ill practice going on in the church. First is they were selling the indulgence document.